Mayor Hayden looks like ghosted the village adult right now. It looks like there's no calls, no shows, no emails, just poofed into the ether. And this was the last village board meeting before Jason House officially becomes mayor. So, at this point, what else Hania is going to do? We were assuming that she's going to come in and do the big send-off speech. I still feel like she's going to do that. I guess she probably won't necessarily be in a meeting, but probably online or something like that. But she's not here. And I know some of you guys were really upset about that. You guys want the smoke show. You want all the drama.
Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. All the stuff that y'all did to get people to come to our community, to just diss and down our community.
Yes, it has been entertaining. In some ways, not in a good way. It was more like watching that clown car crashing into some kind of, courthouse. Like, if she doesn't want to gracefully move out of power, I believe for the sake of everyone involved, she probably should just step aside quietly. Let's not, spare everyone another confrontation. I mean, it's going to be an argument. It's going to get all rowdied and, maybe her people show up. Like, what's the point at this? What's the point? I think the town the village has been through enough of this circus already. So different here. So this meeting looks like more of a handoff on trying to correct a lot of issues that plagued the village for some time. And that's why I'm showing you guys the screenshot of all of these businesses. So a motion to override Mayor Haynier's de facto veto of the following business liquor license and allow Mayor Pro Temp Jason House to sign said license that have been approved by the corporate authorities. And these been sitting here, who knows how long? How long is these things been sitting here? Think about it. Imagine if you are a local entrepreneur, right? You're ready to kickstart your dream business in Dalton. You've got the plan, you got the passion, but there's like just this really small, tiny problem that your business license is stuck in some kind of limbo. And the problem is this has been the reality for several business owners as Mayor Haynier allegedly stalled the approval process for reasons that we do not know. We can guess. Did you play ball with her? Did you say something negative about her? Did you associate yourself with people she didn't like? That you may not get your license. You may not get your license. It may take a while. You have to force the judge to make her sign these licenses. So the trustees decided to kind of swoop in and override these mayor vetoes, granting these businesses the green light they've been waiting for. It's like they've been waiting for hours for that Wi-Fi password, and they couldn't get online until someone shared it. It's like, for months, or maybe years, Haynier has been blocking these business licenses, and it only hurts the people who live there. Again, there's local shops, there's restaurants, there's beauty supply stores. They're left on pending. These things can uplift the community. They provide jobs, they provide money, economy, like the things that most mayors say that they want for their places that they're serving. Hey, I want businesses to come in. And this was being held up. Now, I don't know what the Pokemon company, that's the one thing that drives me. I want to look up this. Do they sell Pokeballs or this is legit a Pokemon company? It's probably not, it's probably a Pokeball. But anyway, I don't know. Or maybe even Pikachu is mad with Haynier. I don't know. It just is what it is. So game over here. They override her vetoes, approve all these licenses with or without her. And you're not here. I think they're saying cool. They're just going to do it themselves. Now, the last thing I saw, actually, we could talk about this other thing. B, the discussion of a forensic audit. Belcher has been talking about how money has been spent with the village for quite some time.
Okay, next on the agenda is a discussion around a forensic audit and placing an RFP out for the village of Dalton. That's Trustee Belcher.
Good evening, everyone, again. I placed this on the agenda for discussion for a forensic audit coming into the new term, the new administration. It will give us some clarity on what we don't know. And
you can remember all of the meetings, her going back and forth with Haynier about how she spent all of that money on those Tahoes with the ridiculous, terrible interest rate, just taking advantage of the village, because they seem that these companies, First Leasing and all these places, are just taking advantage of municipalities that don't know what they're doing. So to put that forensic audit to really examine what's going on, I think that's extremely important. I think someone says like Doge or whatever you think about it in terms of just trying to get to the bottom of what has been spent. So I think that's obviously something that people wanted to do. And what's the other thing that I found is interesting? I didn't find this case, and anyone who has this case, let me know. The motion to name Tiffany Hayard as a third-party defendant in the lawsuit Metric Media versus Dalton. The attorney Michael McGrath put this up. Another lawsuit for Tiffany Hayard. Like, how many lawsuits? She's the MJ of lawsuits. Just tons and tons of them. It's amazing. So there's a defamation lawsuit on the table. Metric Media versus Vigil Dalton. The trustees had voted to add Hayard as a third-party defendant. So the translation is, if this lawsuit is going down, you're going to go down with us. But about this lawsuit, so they believe that Hayard is the one who lit the match with this situation. Allegedly, she made statements or used some official village resources the way that caused or escalated the conflict with Metric Media. I don't have any details. If I do, I will put this in later. But the village is being sued. So the village is getting sued. The trustees want the court to consider her direct role in it. So if it's true, this is a bold way of saying, see, she started it. Like, she started this, ain't no problem with us. Okay, so this is Hannibal from the present. Or still a past, considering you're going to be watching this after I already recorded, but you guys get the point. So here's the deal. Back in 2023, 2024, Metric Media, this is a massive Chicago-based media network that runs over 1,100 local news websites nationwide, including South Cook News, East Central Reporter, and they started dropping a lot of bombs on Tiffany Hayard in the village of Dalton. They were not holding back. The reports painted Hayard like she was running Dalton like her own personal reality show, stuff that we already talked about and seen. Security details around the clock, mixing village with township funds, throwing taxpayer money around like she won the lotto. So when they couldn't get financial records from her office, they just called it out loud and often. So this is way back in the day before we are where we are. One article even said that she spent over $1 million over 4 years just to keep personal security following her like she was the mayor and the first lady at the same time. Another report accused her of abusing township credit card and then actively hiding the receipts. To be fair, it wasn't just Metric Media throwing a lot of shade. It was Edgar Watchdogs, it was Fox 32, Chicago Tribune. All of them had Hayard's name in their mouths, right? And obviously including us YouTubers. But Metric Media was the one that hit so hard, Hayard decided to lawyer her up. So back in 2023, Hayard and the Village of Dalton filed a defamation lawsuit in Cook County. The charge that Metric Media straight up lied, that the stories were full of false statements designed to tank her reputation. She said that they weren't just opinions or exaggerations. She called them lies, character assassination with a political edge. She really believed that this was a defamation of character. So here's where things continue to get messy. Metric Media fired back saying, no, we got the receipts. Now they say the reports came from FOIA requests, bankroll documents, and quotes from folks in the know. And they weren't alone. Edgar Watchdogs already been screaming into the void about Hayard's spending and shady record keeping. Metric Media just gave them a bigger mic. So the media outlets said no. So media outlets say true facts, there is no defamation. But this is America, land of free press. And plus, it's America, land of free press. You can't just sue the news because you don't like what they wrote, especially if you are a public figure. The law says if you're a public official, you have to prove actual malice to win a defamation case. That means you need receipts showing the press knew that they were lying and didn't care if it was true or not. And that's not very easy. So Metric Media probably filed what was called an anti-slap motion, basically saying this lawsuit is a weak attempt to shut us up. And if the judge agrees, Hayard could not only lose, but the village might be forced to pay Metric Media's legal bills. So Jason House jumps in. Now he's going to be the mayor, and he said, you know what, since this was Hayard's nonsense, she is going to be a part of this lawsuit. She's going to be a third-party defendant on this lawsuit. Now, with House taking over and the board and everyone against Hayard, is it possible that this lawsuit might get dropped? Who knows? It may not. They may still need to pay those lawyer fees. But right now, the lawsuit is still floating in Cook County's court system. There's no trial, no verdict, no big headline ending yet. Obviously, with Hayard on her way out and the village is ready to move on, we may not get one, but we may. So we'll keep a track on all the lawsuits that's going on with Tiffany Hayard. But that's an update on what exactly is going on. It looks like, to me, Hayard said a bunch of things, tried to sue, and didn't realize that you can't just sue a media outlet because you don't like what they wrote. And now they want some money back for all of the time that they had to spend on lawyers to deal with frivolous lawsuits. So unfortunately, the village of Dalton has to deal with it. Another lawsuit. What else is there? So Hayard is missing. Stuff is being changed. Stuff is being taken over. Some of the stuff that she's been doing. We'll see what happens in the future. Obviously, this is the last meeting that Hayard will be the mayor. So we'll see what Jason House does. I see a lot of positivity. It was some issues with St. Patrick's building. Hopefully they figure out the issue with that. I think it was more for them right now is the logistics of the parking. So hopefully that can get resolved quickly. But in terms of the engineering and structural stuff, hopefully that's good because obviously you want people to go in the building and not worry about getting hurt. But business licenses are being cleared. The Henry's vetoes are overwritten. I think that's how you say it. Lawsuit just rolling forward with her name now attached to it. So the board is functioning. It's a boring meeting, how most of these meetings are supposed to be. Boring. And right now we have no response from Tiffany here. Maybe she's on Facebook or something. This is, we always do Hanier watches. We want to make sure that if she has something to say, we want to report it. And she shared something that Terrence Howard said. Let me see if I can, let me see if I can find, I think many of you guys got blocked by her. But this is the only thing that she put 2 days ago. She shared from Terrence Howard, another really interesting fellow. The world is going to judge you no matter what you do. So live your life the way you want to. Interesting. I don't think it's as simple. The world's going to judge you, sure, but you can't commit or allegedly commit crimes. You want to live your life, but also just be prepared of the consequences if you choose to live your life in a way that causes problems for you. You have the ability to live your life and do anything you want. Like if you decide to rob a bank, you can live that life, but you can get yourself arrested and spend decades of your life in jail. So I don't know. But that's what Tiffany Harriet is. That was 2 days ago. Or she reposted it yesterday, and she has the hashtags I stand with Tiff, hashtag Tiffany Harriet, hashtag trust God, hashtag never give up. So I don't know what the hell that means. But on that note, are you sure you guys is that Pikachu? Is Pikachu? She tried to hold back Pikachu from getting a business license. I hope it's not true. Or Squirtle. Or Charmander. I'm sorry, you guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna move past it. I played Pokemon a long time ago. My son is not into that game really. He's more into Roblox, but I don't want to divert and get distracted. So we'll see what happens. Hashtag Tiffany and Orange.